Welcome to Marketecture, where you can get smart fast with in-depth interviews of technology executives. I'm Ari Paparo. I'm joined today by Adam Singolda, the founder and CEO of Taboola. Did I get your name right, Adam? The last name? I kind of mangled it a little bit.
No, that was good. Adam Singolda, I thought it was good.
So thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me. This is fun. I was saying it's been a minute. Mostly we've interacted through Twitter over the last few years at least. So this is fun. It's almost in person. It's virtual recorded session. It's almost there.
Yeah, exactly. We're probably like less than a mile from each other physically right now.
Right.
So I think what's interesting is that probably everyone knows basically what Taboola does. But in this conversation, let's go a level more in depth. So why don't you just kick us off? Like, how do you think about your offering? How do you describe it to people?
Yeah, well, I think at the highest level and why I started Taboola back then, it stems from my belief that there needs to be a recommendation engine for consumers outside of walled gardens. So as you visit websites that you love, apps on your phone, maybe connected TV one day, maybe one day in your car, you only have 24 hours a day, you'll never have enough time to do all the things you want to do. Something should help you kind of discover, content, videos, products, and over time, other things that you may like but never knew existed. That is kind of the foundation for why Taboola exists. And in many ways, that's what makes companies like, Instagram and Twitter and WeChat and TikTok great, because they're amazing recommendation engines just serving themselves. And we want to serve everyone else. More one level down, you've all seen us before. If you went to websites like, ESPN or CNBC or USA Today or The Independent in the UK, a lot of times you would see Taboola at the bottom of the article as you finish reading the article saying you may like. It mimics a social feed. It will say more from CNBC. We call that organic recommendation. And then side by side to that or below that, it will say paid or sponsored, which is a recommendation paid by an advertiser that can be a retailer or a brand or mid-funnel direct-to-consumer advertiser. And that's mostly what consumers see. There's a lot more to expand on how we do our business, but at the high level, that's how people usually experience it.
Right. And the publishers get two benefits. They get more engagement from their audience and they make money.
Well, they get three things from us, which is part of the investment we make. We're not public, so a lot of this is public, but we invest about $100 million a year in R&D, which is significant, for a company our size. And that is to make sure that we're more than just revenue to our partners. So they want to work with us forever.
You're probably head-to-head with your rival Outbrain, like on most deals. And so the thing that you're trying to win on is better monetization and tools.
And audience. So I would say it's revenue, engagement, and audience, right? And this is where the $100 million of R&D investment comes into play. We're the only one investing so much in publisher technologies. So the publisher would say, who pays me the most? One. Let's say that's Taboola by about 30, 50%. And then they say, well, that's a CPM discussion. Great. Who's going to give 1,000 writers on my organization something they can use every day to be smarter? Who will give me data that I can't get otherwise? Who will help me diversify my revenue? How can I get into e-commerce? And you need an answer to those questions, because those are fundamental questions in 2023. And the last one is, how do I get more people to my site? Because I'm shrinking, or I may be shrinking because TikTok is after me. So if you have an answer to all those questions, you're going to meet people who decide on 3, 4, 5, 10 years. And if you don't, you're more of a edtech CPM thing, and that's fine, but that's not going to give you 10-year partnerships. I don't think so.
You brought it up. I have to ask. This Yahoo partnership with a 30-year term. It just gave everyone on the entire internet a little bit of a smile. Because like 30 years ago, the internet didn't exist, right? Like commercial internet didn't exist. I had an AOL CD in my computer. 30 years from now, do we think that Taboola is going to be serving ads on Yahoo Mail?
We'll do a lot more than that. So first of all, Yahoo, what an amazing deal. I would say why not 50 years, but let's go with the 30, which is what we signed. First of all, I think they have on their own such an amazing opportunity with Jim Lanzones and Apollo and Matt and Elizabeth. These are NBA team that joined this company to take it to the moon and back. And that's very exciting. If you look in that business, there's so many things they already do, but they can do. And this is before Taboola, right? That's just a company that I think will go up and right on its own in terms of so many opportunities they sit on. They reach almost 900 million people a month. They're huge in e-commerce, huge in emails, the biggest in finance, the biggest in sports, the biggest in youth. That's just them. And then from my perspective, to partner with that team is great. The native advertising opportunity, which is about $1 billion a year, is significant. And I think that's, to me, a big step forward towards fulfilling our vision so that advertisers can rely on Taboola, not just, Google and Facebook. And I think there's going to be a lot of growth, So, like I said, e-commerce and header bidding on display and maybe audience opportunities, data segments, contextual data segments as privacy, is creeping in. All those things will require many, many, many years. And I think a lot of alignment. And, maybe 1 billion becomes 2 billion or 3 billion. So I think 30 years is a good, good place to be.
Thanks for listening. To hear the complete interview, subscribe at marketecture.tv.